So today we got a couple leaks from our good friend OSITALV over on Twitter. He's leaked two images from what I can tell, one of them being the drone, which looks like this, and the second one being the controller. Both images can tell us a little bit more about what we can expect about this new DJI FPV drone. Now, I'm going to try to keep this very brief because I know these videos can get long-winded. We already know most of the facts. I'll go over some of them very briefly. I'm just going to look down at the screen so I can read them off. The drone looks to, and we think it might have, a 4K 60 frames per second onboard recording, 5-inch props, 6S batteries, 3 flight modes that will let you fly sport mode as well, up to 150 kilometers per hour, which is madness. Built-in FPV camera, with a remote adjustable tilt angle. So this means you might be able to adjust the angle of your camera tilt during flight, before flight, whatever you choose, which is actually really handy. And that helps for those of you that don't know, depending on what speed you fly, you can then perhaps adjust the tilt of your camera angle. If you're flying very slowly or during your flight you want to go slowly, you can bring the angle of the camera down so you can fly slowly, because in the FPV world, you kind of fix your camera angle and then you're stuck with it. And if you have a high camera tilt, it's very difficult to fly slowly because you're looking up at the world half the time. It looks like it's going to have GPS and a lot of the smart functions that we're familiar with seeing on DJI drones, and that includes return to home. And we're expecting it to be launched relatively soon. We thought it was going to come out in December, but it obviously didn't. Now let's go through the images and we can kind of pick up anything that we think we can see that is new. So first, looking at the image of the drone, we can see the color scheme is a little bit different than the previous images. The previous images were white, gray, a very light gray as well. This is a lot darker. The canopy is not see-through, and this might just be that during testing they want to be able to see inside the drone. It doesn't look like you can see inside the drone anymore. Another thing I'm noticing is it obviously comes with what looks to be a gimbal cover, the front cover to the drone. On the right-hand side, that silver part is, I think, where the actual tilting motors are for the gimbal that look after it and control it and allow you to control things. And then all the obvious things that we've already spoken about last time, you know, the inlet ducts, the big motors, 4 of them, obviously. The arms look like they're all in one piece, so this might be very difficult when you crash. It looks like it's going to have all those sensors on the front, and for sure this is definitely the DJI FPV drone. Also, this dude's not wearing his mask correctly, lol. Then the next image is of the DJI controller, the controller that's going to come with this remote. Now, the things that I'm noticing straight away is it's got some mode buttons, C1. If you're familiar with the DJI drones, it usually has buttons on the back that you can customize, and they're C1 and C2. So this has one of those, so you can potentially customize that. It looks small and neat and packs up into quite a small little bundle. Some of the things that we can read on the side of on the top of the box here, it says top shelf, goggles antenna, goggles headband, cable, and manual. So that's, I guess, what you can expect to come inside this box. It'll obviously be the DJI goggles, the antennas for them, the headband, the controller, and then the top shelf. So I'm guessing the top shelf is maybe the cover. I think the top shelf is going to be the cover for the top of the drone. You know, the cover, the canopy, I guess is what I've been calling it. I like the colors. This light gray is a different color to the original DJI remote that we saw previously. Overall, I think everything we've already spoken about. If you want to check out my other 2 videos that I've done on this exact topic, you can find them up here somewhere. You can go see those. I go through all of the stats and statistics and specs on these drones. Price range, let's talk about that for a second. There haven't really been any rumors about the price because there's not really any benchmark for this. There's no previous generation of this drone. What we can say is we know how much the current existing DJI FPV kit costs, and they are as follows. The current DJI goggles, antenna, and air unit kit, which is called the DJI Experience kit, costs you £809 or $819 or $1,299 US. So one thing's for sure, it's going to be more expensive than that because it's going to come with basically all of those same components and then more to assemble your drone. So upwards of $1,200 dollars, I would assume. I would imagine this kind of fits into the Mavic Pro 2 range of drones because of what it can do. It's unlike, none of the other drone companies are making this, so they kind of have the first foot in the door and they can price it however they want. I'll link in the description down below OSITALV's Twitter, where you can go and look at those images on your phones or your laptops or whatever, so you can see better resolution than perhaps what YouTube is showing you via my video. I'll also link down a couple useful blogs where you can read about the stats kind of in a full blog form. I hope you found this useful. It's just an update on the brand new DJI drone. I've tried to keep it brief, so that's all the information we have for right now. I think this drone's going to come out relatively soon. I don't know, I think it looks big, clunky and stupid, but I think all the features that it has in there to protect kind of the quad itself, to bring it back home, to stop it crashing, all of those things for a cinematographer are going to be fantastic. So, you know, if I have a spare 1,500 pounds lying around, maybe I'll dabble, but for right now I don't have any of that. Anyway, you guys have a fantastic day and I'll see you in another video.